We serve the community by creating exceptional experiences to enrich lives. People from all walks of life who come here to enjoy art and nature, and we're one of the few places that has a great art museum and great botanical garden and a great park where we can bring all of that together for the community, sort of a central oasis here in Indianapolis. Right. Tell me a little bit about, because I think we're very similar in the sense that we've been known to the world as an art museum, even though we do all this other stuff. I know you as a place I go and give a donation to and go shopping.
We are kind of a significant community resource, and a lot of times folks don't know that. Goodwill is a social enterprise that we help empower people to increase their independence and reach their potential, and we do that a variety of ways, primarily through employment, education, and health. So that's how we serve the community and serve the people that we work with.
We did a master plan for the campus. The one thing that I've witnessed throughout my 30-something years of working with art museums is you get, you know, a new person like us walk in the door and just go, oh, I want to go do this. And all of a sudden, 10 years worth of work or 5 years worth of work sort of goes out the window, and a board gets excited and you diverge off a 90-degree angle, and pretty disruptive to the long-term stability.
We did, within the first year of me becoming CEO, we went through that whole process of strategic plan, getting the community involved and getting a lot of stakeholders involved, and it's really helped keep us grounded and focused. We're living by that strategic plan.
Being able to tell your story clearly. There's so much that we do that I find people just don't believe. When I say we are one of the largest art museums in the country, they go, oh, isn't that great? And then I say, and we're as big as MoMA in New York. And right there you lose them because New York is so much bigger, and the building seems huge, and Goodwill in Indiana is one of the largest, most successful sort of chapters of Goodwill around the country. And so people, I think, in this state that doesn't like to brag a whole lot, they just don't understand sometimes the extraordinary organizations that are in this state that have done incredibly well on a national and international level.
It's funny, as you're talking, I'm thinking through the same thing. People really know us for retail, and they know us a good place to donate or, you know, buy cool stuff, but what they don't know is when you say you operate schools. But for us, it's you know, we've been employing people since 1930 in central Indiana and southern Indiana. We have been placing people into other jobs, but the times have changed. You know, used to be, if you didn't even have a high school diploma, you could go find a job and sustain your family. It's really changed. So, you know, 2004 to 2010, we really started looking at education as the pathway so we could get people sustainable jobs. We do a variety of programs, including Nurse Family Partnership, which is a home visitation program for low-income first-time moms. In education, we operate 15 high schools. 14 of those are high schools for individuals that have dropped out, adults that have dropped out, and it gives them a second chance and sometimes a last chance to get their high school diploma. And we're really proud of that work. So we have power shoppers. We have individuals that are literally in our stores 3 to 5 times a week, and they spend something every time. Sometimes they're collectors, sometimes they're resellers. Do you have people that are just, they love it so much they're in here multiple times a week?
Sure, we call them our core audience. As our brand takes root and we get more families, it was one thing we found early on is that they do not think of being in a gallery like we're sitting in. Letting people know we have more to do here, gardens and parks and off-site locations. But we're seeing a rise of family visitation here. That's really, really great.
It is amazing how close our business is. So 2004, we opened our first high school. That was pretty risky. And then in 2010, we got into the adult high school business. Getting into education is a different funding stream, and it was very risky for Goodwill to do that. And I'm proud that our organization did that, and now that model, the Excel Center, is being replicated across.
Because you're a leader doing innovative things. And we're getting other museums, botanical gardens, all members of their boards, members of their senior staff coming to Indiana to talk to us about what are we doing, how do you do that, can you give us more information on what was the high points, what have been some of the things we could do better. And I think that's the real, where the rubber hits the road. How are you changing an industry that is pretty conservative, at least the one I work in? Why is visitation in American museums pretty static? And it's because the market's changed and the museums themselves haven't changed as much to keep up, basically create products that people want to spend their precious leisure time on. It's quite a challenge to get out there ahead of the curve rather than comfortably hang behind.
Change is inevitable. Change is something that we deal with on a very consistent basis. So I'm just curious from your standpoint, you go back 6 years to today, some significant change. How do you feel where you're at right now?
Well, I think we've gone from being a sort of, I guess I would say, gangly teenager to a freshman college student or something like that. You're comfortable, you're excited, but there's a reason we did a 30-year master plan for this campus. Our strategic plan, we, instead of doing a normal sort of 3 to 5 year, we did 10-year. I think we've made the big decisions, and now it's about really executing extremely well.
If you look at the jobs that are available now, and especially the jobs that are available in the next 10 years, 65% of those are going to require not only high school diploma, but advanced skill set. So we're really focused on how can we help prepare the people we serve and help prepare the businesses that we place people in for that change.
I think that's one of the constant themes is change.
It is.